Welcome to Seasonal Intuition. The goal of this channel is to improve your cooking skills and intuition so you can stop following recipes and start following your heart. Today, we're going to be making a quick salad with 5 ingredients that are as easy as knowing your ABCs and Ds. I'm going to walk you through it really quick. So we're going to have an anchor ingredient, that's arugula. We're going to have a bite, which is a shallot. That is my go-to ingredient for a bite. And then we're gonna have a companion, which is Parmesan Reggiano whole. And then we're gonna have the dressing, which is olive oil and balsamic vinegar. The highest ingredients would be that you're able to get for the balsamic and olive oil will be the secret to the success of the salad. Salt is always available because when you have arugula, if it's too peppery, you wanna have a little bit of salt to balance it out. So I'm gonna show you really quickly how I put the salad together. Okay, let's start with the arugula. So it's pre-washed arugula. We're gonna take 2 cups of the pre-washed arugula and I'm gonna measure it out in the ramekins for easy. So it's a little bit more, like I overfilled this ramekin, so I'm gonna underfill the next one. So we've got the ramekin. So this is for 2 people. This is not a main. This would be something that you would serve with a main dish. So then we're gonna take our shallot. This is a very nice shallot. We don't need so much of it. I can go into details about knife skills at another time. So we're gonna take the shallot, we're gonna take 1/3 of it, and we're gonna use it for the salad, which is about 1 tablespoon. And you do want it finely chopped. Shallot has a lot of bite to it, so the less finely chopped, the more bite there is. The more finely chopped, the more evenly you're gonna taste through the salad. So that's probably one intuition skill that you can build on over and over. And we're gonna take this beautiful shallot and we're gonna measure it in 1 tablespoon. And then we're gonna take 2 tablespoons of Parmesan Reggiano. I think many chefs are very concentrated in taking a whole Parmesan Reggiano and then having like little chunks that you wanna easily break off that become part of your salad companion. And they're super tasty and they add a depth and texture and flavor to the salad. So with just 3 basic ingredients, you have arugula, shallot, and Parmesan Reggiano, you can have an amazing salad in less than 10 minutes. And then we're gonna measure 2 tablespoons. So this is 1 tablespoon roughly. We're gonna put it in the salad, and then I'm gonna take the remaining chunks, which are like 1 more tablespoon, and then I've got a couple of leftovers here, which is probably a 1/2 tablespoon. I'm gonna hold off on these. I like to have a balanced salad, and I think this is beautiful for 2 people as a side salad. So the Parmesan Reggiano with 2 tablespoons is just about the right amount to give you the satisfaction of having a companion ingredient, but not to overwhelm the salad. There is a danger if you add 1 more tablespoon, that's gonna feel like I'm just eating a cheese salad versus like I'm eating a very well balanced salad, if that makes sense. So this is a beautiful salad, and then we're gonna put the dressing in this little bowl. It's going to be very simple. My go-to ingredients for like excellent salad dressing that is simple and quick to make are 1 tablespoon of olive oil, whichever is the best olive oil that you can find in your supermarkets. This particular one is coming from San Luis Obispo County, Killaridge. So we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. We're gonna add balsamic vinegar. This balsamic vinegar is coming from California, 12 years. You're welcome to try it earlier age. If you have an earlier age balsamic vinegar, it's important to taste it with the arugula and see how peppery it is. You may need to balance it with a little bit of sugar. You can use maple syrup as a sweetener. You can start low with like a half a teaspoon. You can use agave syrup, or you can use a half a teaspoon of sugar if it feels too acidic. So this is my dressing, and then our salt, it'll be to taste. So what I'll do is I'll take the salad and then we'll pour the dressing. The best mixing for a salad is your hands. So I'm gonna mix it together with my hands. They're thoroughly washed prior to this. And then I will take a taste. And I will think about what ingredients are coming through. It comes out really well balanced. However, I do have a little bit of pepper and sweetness. So I'm just gonna add about a half a teaspoon of a half a teaspoon to the salad, and just add a little bit. Salt adds balance to pepper and sweetness. And arugula is known as being a very peppery anchor ingredient. There's different types of arugula. You do need to taste along and see how it tastes in your salad making. So I'm gonna go one more time. Every batch of arugula is slightly different depending on the soil that it was grown in, dependent on the varietal of arugula that is, whether it's wild or domestic, or depending on how much sun it gets or how much water it gets. So it's a box of chocolates. You don't know how peppery the arugula is. I've had arugula that's like very balanced, and I've also had arugula that's extremely peppery. This tends to be on the peppery side. I added a half a teaspoon of salt, which completely balanced it. So there you are. You've got a great salad for dinner with 5 ingredients. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.